Yo, what's good? It's your boy Lust for Power. Welcome to another Remnant 2 build video. Today I'm bringing you guys my Invoker Gunslinger build. I call it Redgun. It uses quick draw and it's absolutely insane. It's one of my favorite setups of all time. I even added some gameplay at the end of the video for you guys to check out. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into the build. Alright, first we're going to be knocking out the archetypes. What we got is Invoker and Way of Kayula, and what this does is basically apply Drench to the target, reducing movement speed by 10%, and also applying shock every couple of seconds, which is awesome. Next for the prime perk, we got Visionary. This doubles the base skill charges for all archetypes. Skill activation reduces the skill cooldowns by 10%. So basically we get 4 quick draws, and then you can reduce the skill cooldown by 10% by just using Way of Kayula, or even if you use the quick draw itself, it'll reduce the skill cooldown. Next we got Gunslinger and Quick Draw. Quick Draw fires 6 shots from the hip that are automatically critical hits. You don't need to stack any crit hit chance on the build. They'll automatically aim for whatever targets are within 25 meters. You can also charge it and release it for even bigger damage, and you can actually aim for weak spots doing some good damage, as you can see. So since we don't have to worry about critical hit chance on this setup, we can just focus on skill cooldown and damage. As you can see, I got my cooldown down to 14 seconds, so you can actually manage to keep quick draw up the whole time on this setup. Next we're going to knock out the equips. Alright, first we'll be starting off with the concussion. We're using Xenoplasm to reduce the skill cooldown by 10%. Next we got the Bloodless Crown, we got the Little Mark 1 armor, we got the Red Widow leggings, and then we got the Crimson Guard gauntlets. Next we got the Shielded Heart. On use grants a shield for 100% of your max health. We got Mythic weak spot damage, Mythic skill damage, and we got Mythic skill cooldown. And like I said, you want to focus on skill cooldown on this build. Next we got the Monolith plus 10 with Exposed and Sandstorm, and basically when a target is exposed you get 15% additional damage from all sources. You don't want to use the primary fire at all on this build because you lose damage, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Next we got Spellweaver plus 10. This increases this mod's damage and generation by 15% for 10 seconds when activating a skill. Activating this weapon mod reduces skill cooldown by 1% for every 100 mod power spent, so you'll basically get 10% skill cooldown every time you use this weapon's mod. Alright, next we got the Crow Axe plus 20 with Dervish plus 10, increases melee damage by 40% for 10 seconds when activating a skill, and then at level 10 it says after dealing 350 base melee damage, reduce skill cooldowns by 3%. So at any time you could just throw your Crow Axe out and it'll reduce your skill cooldowns by 3%. So whenever you're low on quick draw or you're low on Way of Kayula, this can really help you out just a little bit, but it really helps out. Next we got the Nebula plus 10, and this comes with Nano Swarm. A Nano Swarm applies Corroded, allowing you to do even more additional damage to the target. Next we got Maelstrom plus 10. This increases the weapon's elemental damage by 10%, and then at level 10 increases mod power generation of elemental damage and elemental status damage by 20%, which is absolutely awesome. Alright, next for our first ring we got Burden of the Rebel. This reduces relic use speed by 25% and reduces skill cooldown by 15%. And like I said, you want to get the lowest skill cooldown that you possibly can. Next we got the Black Pawn Stamp. This reduces skill cooldown by another 10%, which is great. Then we got the Probability Core, increasing crit hit damage by 20%. And then we got the Burden of Destroyer, decreases range of all firearms by 35%, increasing all damage by 15%. We're not using our firearms at all. Next we got the Stone Shaper's Chisel. After not using primary fire on a weapon for 10 seconds, increase all damage by 25%. Then whenever you use primary fire, it basically cancels the effect. So you want to make sure that you're not using primary fire on this build at all. You want to focus on your skill damage and your mod damage. That's basically enough to take out all the enemies. But next we're going to knock out the traits, and then like I said, I saved some gameplay for you guys. Alright, starting off we got Ammo Reserves at level 10, we got Flashcaster at level 10, Fortifies at level 10, Gifted is at level 10 as well. We got Spirit at level 10, Vigor at level 10, Regrowth is at level 10, we got Expertise at level 10, Amplitude is at level 10 as well, decrease the AoE size of the Way of Kayula. And then we got Bart skin at level 10. If the burden of the rebel is actually bothering you, you can swap this out for glutton to increase your relic use speed. And then we got Siphoner level 10 as well. But that's the whole build. We about to get into the rest of the gameplay. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all you guys for coming through. Deuces.